Hey everybody, it's me, Sean, and we are streaming live. Let me, as usual, I want to click on what have I got going wrong here? I want to let people know that the stream has started. Refresh if it's not going yet. There we go. So I've got, oh, of course. Cat's been quiet all day, and as soon as I start streaming, here he comes. Meow, 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 boo hoo, I'm a cat, and I want you to pay attention to me. Um, we've got Gazbaz says hello in the chat. Hello, Gazbaz. Thank you for stopping by. If you are watching this on VOD, as usual, skip ahead a couple of minutes. I like to give people a chance to come in and say hi and all that stuff before we get going too far into the stream. I have got, there's Noche. Hello, Noche. Always good to see you. I'm glad you're here to watch. Taking some time away from your homework, probably. Finally, Adi says, hey, hello, Adi. Good to see you. All right. I don't think I'm really going to wait too long. Cyberlinks1111 says, hi, everyone. Hello, Cyberlinks. I'm just going to call you Cyberlinks, I think. So there's been an update to the game. I don't know that it's really going to affect much of anything. It just mostly just fixed some bugs that I never really ran into. Um, we're going to go ahead. I'm sure it didn't add any new options. Nope, no new options, unfortunately. That's all right. We are going to jump right into. Oh, shoot. I just realized that I did something too late now, but I did something earlier that might have been a problem. Oh well. Boy, all sorts of people showing up. Marcel von Tuilil says hi all. The Autistic Prince says hello. Yura D says hi vanilla. And Adi says he can't wait to see more of this game, and Marcel says he likes my Ostriv episodes, or Ostriv. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate all the kind words. Let's start up a new one. So I believe we were playing on this map previously, so let's go ahead and start on this one. Sure, why not? Okay, and you just jump right in, huh? Let's pause it up. So there is our starting location. Got a forest there. Nice stuff over there. Now, somebody was kind enough to tell me that these little spots, that's still snow melting because it's just the very beginning of March. So great. Cyberlink says it's pronounced as Cyberlinks. Yep, it's just more fun to say it funny because you have you have that Z at the very end. Yura says, just FYI, this game is set up in the early Cossack times of Ukraine. Cossacks were free peasants. Very cool. That's good to know. Now, see, I said it was medieval because I think of peasants as being medieval, but the developer got a little, he told me, no, it's not medieval, it's pre-industrial. So I went ahead and changed that up for the developer's sake. Excuse me. Oh, what's going on over here? I never even noticed that. We've got, what are those patterns that aliens leave in the grass patterns there? Anyways, let's not worry about that. What we want to worry about is getting the forestry building built, because that is the first building and it's the one that's really going to affect how things work out for us. So let's get that going right there. Bam. Turn that clock back on. George says, help, hello. Okay, hi. That's what I'll say. I'm not sure what the help was about. I'm guessing it's a typo or something. I am excited to see how much, there you go, thank you, Noche, crop circles. I'm excited to see how much better we do this time around. Not that we did badly in the first playthrough or anything, but it'd be nice to see how we do now that I know a little bit about the game. And of course, I will not know much more about the game once we get any distance into it. Basically, once we get through the first year. I think in my, I think in the Let's Play series, the episode that I posted today, we did make it into the second winter. But we haven't survived the second winter, which is the part that's going to be a real challenge, I think, whether we have enough food to last through the second winter or not. Yura D says, I'm the one called Dark Sauron that posted on your first release video to help with how to say stuff. Oh, well, thank you, Yura. I appreciate the help with saying Ostriv. And I looked it up on Google and did one of those little pronunciation guides so I could make sure that I pronounce it properly. I don't think they pronounced it quite as comically as I did. I think they said Ostriv, Ostriv, which I just can't do it the same as the Google pronunciation lady. So if I try to make it a little funnier, it's funny to me, probably not very funny to my Ukrainian friends, or really anybody who speaks. I guess Ukrainian is, I don't know. It's different than Russian for sure. It's its own language, right? It's probably like French and Italian and Spanish, like they're similar, but they're not the same. All right, how are we coming along here? Forestry is coming along pretty good. I'm going to start up the thatchery, which is building number 2. There we go. And we'll put it over here where we seem to have plenty of thatch. There we are, real nice. Let's find a nice even terrain to build that on somewhere. There we go, right there. Great. Doesn't look like very even terrain to me, but yes, Marcel, good point. Marcel says more food farms this time and not hemp, but first enough houses. Exactly right. And I'm really going to focus on getting those houses. We need to get the thatch going, and we need to get the lumber going, and then after that, it's just going to be houses and no fooling around with stuff like tents and or not tents, but a smithy or whatnot. None of those things. And I think I'm even going to kind of group the houses around this circle just so there's less space for them to walk. Like I don't need to have like fancy streets or anything like that, especially with this being a stream. Most likely we'll only get 5 or 6 hours into this game. You know, we'll do a couple hours today, and I'm going to stream again on Saturday, and we'll do a couple more hours on Saturday, and then, you know, that'll probably be the end of the game. And the stream is usually how it works. We get a couple of days worth of streaming in. Marcel says, should you do farms first for sowing season? No, the game definitely recommends that you don't worry about food until you build all your houses. Not only right here, but also the the in the tutorial. There's a tutorial README video, or not video file, tutorial README file, and it specifically tells you not to construct a farm. So I won't build any farms until next year because we have enough food to last us till next year. You can't actually see where that food is stored for some reason. Oh, I guess you can. Oh, I see. Each house has, aha, so they've already got their food stored in their little tents. Interesting. So they need 1.5. Well, that's good to know. So they need basically 3 food to last through a year. So that's interesting. Noche says, what time is the Saturday stream? Usually, same time as today, about 2 o'clock. I don't always do streams. Like, I can't commit to a consistent schedule right now. So yeah, you know, but I mean, usually it's Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and it's at 2 o'clock every day that I do it. Yeah, once I actually get a job, I will be able to commit more solidly to the days that I will be streaming because my schedule will be a lot more set in stone. But right now, my schedule is pretty very variable. It changes a lot. I was going to stream on Monday, but I decided to go out for a hike instead because it was like the last really beautiful day that we're going to have here. Although that's not really true because it's supposed to be really nice next week too. But I just really wanted to go out on a hike. And I'm glad I did because I had a lot of fun. It was a good hike. All right, so we've got our thatchery going. One worker should be enough for that. We've got a clay pit going. You don't need workers for that. So now we'll set up our houses. And like I said, I'm not even going to mess around with like making streets or anything. We're just going to build our houses like in a semicircle around this central area. And then I guess we will do some streets after that. So that's 4. And then now I'll start kind of lining them up. Well, probably going to want to have some farms and stuff over here. Already want everything at right angles, even though I just got done saying I wasn't going to do it. 5, 6. Oh, I want to leave that area open. There's going to be 7, 8. Whoops. 8. Uneven terrain. Come on. Your mom's got uneven terrain. 8 and 9. Okay, there we go. There's all our homes. All set up. Now we just speed it up a little bit. Marcel says, have you gotten more information on how much food value of 1.5 or something represents? Is it 1 equals 1 season? It seems like right now they all have 3. And then they still have some left over at the start of the next year. So I think they use like 0.5 or 0.6 or something per season per household. But even there I'm not sure, because do the households with children use more? So maybe it's 1 per year per person. Could be that's what Catherine of Sky said. Marcel says, build freely, give the people some space. Nope. Sorry, Marcel. I want people living close to where they work so they can get to work quickly. It's all about efficiency. That's my mantra. I don't know if we're gonna have enough room for the farm down in here, which is I might not even be able to build a farm down in here. Come to think of it, I'm not gonna find out until later. We might have to build a farm out here somewhere or something. We can always build the fishing and other stuff. Maybe squeeze in some other buildings in this area. Now it's just a matter of waiting. It's going to take a while. I guess, okay, I do have it on top speed. Noche said, I don't believe she read the README file. She died horribly. Yeah. It's funny. I've seen a couple of other people do the videos and they didn't read the README file. It's like, that's the very first thing I did. I didn't even launch the game and I read the README file. Like, that's what it's called. It's called a README file. Funak says Sean is a communist. Yeah, more or less, especially when it comes to video games. It's unfortunately not a very practical way of thinking for like real life, but you know, it's because you're never going to get enough people to agree to make it work. But in video games where I'm the dictator, yeah, I definitely am a benevolent dictator with basically a communism style. So. Noche says, in a settlement this size, the whole having to buy food from a market when there's some waiting is silly. I'm not quite sure. You mean the concept that they have a market as part of the food distribution system? Is that what you mean? I do agree that it seems like kind of a weird setup. Each house requires 2 thatch, right? 3 thatch. 2 thatch? I guess I can just look on here and it'll tell me. 3 thatch, okay. All right, we have plenty of thatch there though. Oh, Manny says, speaking of which, do I like Tropico? I love Tropico. I thought about doing a Tropico 5 Let's Play series, but I just didn't figure enough people would be interested. I know that some people would be interested, so you guys don't need to tell me that you're interested, because I know my most regular fans would definitely be interested in watching it. But I don't think it would bring in enough interest from just random YouTubers to make it worth my while. So, but yes, I love Tropico. I'm very much looking forward to Tropico 6, and I will do a Tropico 6 stream, um, just just the way it goes, you know. Ah, Noche says the AI and the game won't get food if there's some in storage without a market being manned. Catherine of Sky and half her population leave because of it. Yes, I agree. The just the fact that you need a marketplace in the current game is silly. But you know what I mean. It's a game, so you gotta be able to follow the rules. And if she had read the README file, um, which is the game's tutorial right now, you know, so it's not like you know. I mean, you should always check out the tutorials. Well, what is going on? I don't know why it was moving there. Making good progress on getting those houses built. We have plenty of thatch. Even one person is keeping up with our thatch demands, which is good. Two people seems to be keeping up fairly well with our wood demands. We've got, so we're about halfway through now with uh, yeah, they get, Marcel asked, look at your houses. Do they have food stored when built? I believe they move the food from their tent into their house when the house gets built. So we had 9 tents to start with. Now we're down to 5 tents. And so we'll see it in this house when this house gets completed, that whichever one of these tents gets taken apart, all of those goods will move over into the house. They all seem to have 1.3 potatoes and wheat or flour. So Corin Thompson says, wish this game had music. It's practically begging for some calm pastoral tones. I agree, Corin. It'd be nice if it had sound of any kind, to be honest. The only sound it has, I mean, it does have a little bit of ambient sound, like the hammering right there. So, you know, it's not completely sound free, but, you know, it needs more sound. And then when you're zoomed out to a normal level like this, okay, yeah, so you see the flour, potato, and water just like magically appeared here, and it magically disappeared from this tent. So there we go. That answers the question about the food. But yeah, exactly. It's Alpha 1. The game is just released, music and stuff. I think that his primary focus was getting a playable game that is fun enough to release. And now that he's released it, he can start getting feedback from a wider audience, start getting a few sales in, and then be able to increase the quality of life stuff in it along with everything else. I mean, honestly, I would rather have more gameplay elements put in than music and stuff right now, but that's just my opinion. Oliver Jeffries, hello, Oliver. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Always happy to see people coming back to visit the stream. We are 5/9 of the way. That does not make for a nice, does not make for a good fraction, but you know, what are you going to do? Oh, zoomed in a little too much there. Look at that. I like that. That shot. Can we, no, this is the full zoom level. So we can't quite get down to the level of the water, but see a little bit of reflection there off the water. I like the little houses. Okay, there's house number 6 now. We're 2/3 of the way. So let's enjoy that rational or no, I shouldn't say that because rational numbers are a specific thing, and I don't know whether I've got that specific thing right or not. So erase that. I never said it. Now, how many nails? We have 690 nails, and the houses take 100 nails. Okay, so we'll have a few hundred nails left. I still think that building the smithy is the next step. Yura says, with no music, you can still listen to something you like in the background. That is true for people playing at home. For me, I can't put on any music in the background because I don't want to get a copyright strike. Yeah, and honestly, if I wasn't streaming, I would have a podcast going in the background. I don't think you guys really want to hear a podcast going. The Drive Faster, hello, says, are those paths appearing where citizens are crossing? Yes, the citizens create the paths themselves, which is one of the really cool features of this game. Really surprised me when I first started playing it. It's pretty neat. Noche says, yep, the paths auto-generate based off of movement. And Many seems really impressed by that. It is pretty cool. Really cool. The paths really get burned in at first when the stuff gets built, but the further away you get, the less obvious they become. I guess I don't really know. Great. All right. 7/9, about 77%. And look at that forest is quickly getting decimated. I don't think there's going to be any worry, but we have so we've got August, September, October, November. We've got 4 months. Oh, we got plenty of time to get all these houses done. How did I not get all the houses done in the Let's Play? That's really weird. Hello, Dallin. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Always happy to see some of the regulars show up and enjoy the stream. Lots of regulars enjoy watching me stream, which is really nice. You guys, I'm very lucky to have such a good, dedicated group of dedicated buds. Even if it's unofficial dedicated buds, it's still very good to see. You guys are all dedicated buds in my heart. Dallin and Noche say, I had too many jobs and built a bunch of other stuff first. Yeah, I guess. I didn't really build other stuff first, though. All I built first was the smithy. And even that I stopped building before they got through it. Yeah, it's fine. Elation is facile. Hello, Elation is facile. Talk about an actual dedicated bud. Good to see you. Oliver Jeffries asks, is this in this game, do you progress through the years up to electricity, or is it always medieval? I do not believe you progress through the years. You currently do not. Currently, there's no research or anything that I know of. And the developer was very specific that it is pre-industrial, not medieval. So if the developer stops by, don't hurt his feelings by getting your time zone wrong. EJ Masterpiece says, good evening from Germany. Nice to see this game. Well, good evening, EJ Masterpiece. Nice to see a German viewer. Guten evening, and I don't know how to say night. Guten Nacht. There we go. You're welcome. All right. So we've got 3, 6. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, there's that extra house. This house out by itself, the outlier. The Drive Faster says, is this a kind of never-ending story? Is there any goal in this game to reach? I do not believe there's a goal. Um, I I very much seem drawn to games where there's no goal. That really is the yeah, exactly. Noche says, seems like Banished to survive. Yeah, I definitely, there's a pattern among the games I play, that pattern is I play games that don't have an ending. All right. Carts, wagons, and plows and furniture. We don't really need to worry about that yet. I think that getting the boatyard and the fishing dock probably would be our good starting priorities here. Let's build that boatyard next. And speed it up because they're getting everything built up. Well, sort of. They're sort of getting it built up. That's the thatchery. Marcel asks if I played Sid Meier's Colonization back in the day. I did. I loved Colonization, the original one that came out. What was that? After Civ 3? It doesn't really matter when it came out. Civ 2? But Sid Meier's Colonization was a lot of fun. I really liked the way that you managed your colonists and all those things. I played the Civ 4 colonization as well that came out, about 6 or 8 years ago. I didn't like it nearly as much as the original 1990 whatever version of colonization. That was an amazing game. Thank you for the little flashback. We were actually just talking about Civ 3 in the Discord. Civ 3 is available for free on Steam for the next 2 days. So if you want to play a really old game that used to be a lot of fun, you should check out Civ 3. Rad Roofer, hello Rad Roofer. Hell, appropriate name says I like those. Those are some nice looking roofs. Well, I agree, Rad Roofer. You know what I should be doing instead of building? Oh wait, no, because we'll need additional food if we're going to get additional families in the thing. So I don't really want to build additional foods yet. Drive Faster says, I also love this kind of game. I played Minecraft. So I like this kind of researching, building, and slow progressing. Yeah, it's unfortunately for my Let's Play channel, I do like games that are slow paced. So it can be a bit of a challenge to keep things moving while we are doing Let's Play, but I do my best. Drive Faster asks if I played OAD. No, I'm not even sure what that is. Noche says that Civ 3 is free on Humble Bundle, not via Steam. Oh, okay. Well, I'll take your word for it. There is a link to the free Civ 3 in my Discord. So if you want to check that out, there's a link to my Discord and the link to this video. Yeah, you can see it there. Or you can just go to Humble Bundle and search Civ 3. It's really not that hard. If you know how to watch me play this game on YouTube, you probably know how to Google up Civ 3 on Humble Bundle. I don't think you need that level of instruction. Oliver asked what my favorite movie is. Well, that's kind of hard to say because I love a lot of different movies. But what I will say is I just went to see Logan Lucky the other day, and that was an amazing movie. I was really impressed with how much fun it was, and it was pretty exciting. It's a movie about a heist, and it takes place in the South, and so it's got kind of redneck, sort of hillbilly kind of characters. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and it was funny, and it had a good action and a good plot. So yeah, definitely if you get a chance to see Logan Lucky, do so. It's kind of too late to see it in the theaters, but it'll be on Netflix or something eventually. Drive Faster says Zero AD is an open source game of ancient warfare similar to Age of Empires. Okay, well then I know even less about it. I don't think I've ever played an open source game. I tried playing OTTD, but it seemed like a bad version of. I mean, it just seemed way too old. Yeah, not not too excited about open source games. Um, which is weird because I use OBS, which is an open source streaming recording thing. I also use Open Office, which is an open source office spreadsheet thing. Noche says, I love how the houses have variety. I don't expect that in an early alpha. Yeah, I've been following this game for quite some time, and on the Twitter for Ostriv game, the developer has been showing all of his different models, like as he came up with each of the models. He did make all the houses. Um, he designed all of them, and like each step too. Like if you watch the stuff getting built, it's not like, I mean, the guys deliver the stuff and then they build all the pilings. And so, like, they set every single little step in here, and he designed all this stuff himself. It's really neat. So this is what I've been following on Twitter. He's been putting out a lot of updates on as he develops each step of all the buildings and houses and stuff. And he actually showed models of real life homes or real life buildings from the 1800s or 1700s or whatever. Then what was I starting to say? Oh yeah, so he showed the real live buildings that he used as inspiration to make these, and yeah, it's pretty neat. If you want to learn a little bit more about this game, head by his um, thing, and you can see it. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. Noche says, I think I need one more house. The tooltip is still showing. That could just be a result of the lag. And Dallin asks if we need 10 houses. We only need 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 families, right? Each family, 9 adults, or 18 adults, 9 men, and 9 women. Yeah, now I don't quite understand what the open vacancies and stuff like that. I mean, obviously this is, well, no, this is the open vacancy. I'm not quite sure how the job stuff works out when it comes to those things, but all the rest of it seems fine. So we're going to go ahead and plunk down a fishing dock here. So maybe we can get some fishing in before the winter sets in. But once winter sets in, you can't do fishing. And I will set up a market stall here in the center of town so somebody can sell things. We have plenty of wood, plenty of reeds and thatch. As a matter of fact, I'm going to lay that person off. Now, I don't believe that workers gain any skills related to their job at this point, so it seems like you can pretty easily fire and hire people and all that stuff without really worrying about it. I think once winter sets in, I'm going to set up a bunch of new homes to be built. Although maybe we should get into food production first before we start bringing in new homes, because I just don't know if people, when they move in, do they bring food with them, or do they start with 0 food and then have to pick up more food as well? Yeah, Marcel says start on a farm so it's ready for the spring. Yeah, I think that might actually be the right approach when winter sets in, is to get my farm going so then it's ready for spring and we can have that going. The drive faster asks, when the 10 is gone, is the path leading to it going to disappear? I haven't seen any of the paths disappear yet, so I'm not sure, but I worry that like all these little scars in here are going to stay there for a long time. Noche says she thinks it, or they think it grows over time, So I could be wrong. I haven't played this game enough to know for sure. You know what I mean? That's one of the things with a brand new game. We're all still learning. All right, so the fishing thing is just about done, right? What do they got left? Yeah, just to put the thatch on there. So let's plop a farm down. Now, we aren't gonna have enough fields. I wanted to put our farm in here. I wonder if we can build fields on uneven terrain. I'd hate to build the farm over here and then not be able to put any fields down. So I think I'm just gonna leave this area empty and we'll put the farm over here. Because we have a bunch of houses over here anyways. So it's pretty easy to set the farm maybe in here, and then we can build the, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Then we can build the fields in here. We could also build fields over in here as the trees get chopped down, so. Great, okay. That's the fishing dock, so let's order some boats. Over here, we do have a worker requested, but no one actually working there yet, which is strange. They're making short work of this farm. Really getting that built up quickly, guys. Thank you. Hard-working peasants there. All these ladies just sitting around, doing nothing. The Drive Faster asks, how would I describe the difference between this game and Banished? Not in progress of development, but in mechanics of playing. You know, it's been 2.5 years since I played Banished, so I can't really, I don't remember what the, with Banished, I mostly remember that you would set a lumber thing and then a herb gathering thing and try to put them next to each other because they could cover the same radius. And you had to have warehouses that would move things from one warehouse to another. But yeah, I don't have enough experience in this game or enough memory of Banished to really answer that question. Sorry, man. But this game is still super new, so it's really hard to, it doesn't, Banished had a reasonable degree of complexity. I never played it with any mods or anything, but even in the vanilla, it had a reasonable degree of complexity. And I remember you had to get that, um, the trading thing set up pretty quickly, or else you'd be in pretty bad shape because you really needed to be able to trade to get the vegetables and all those things. Oh, well, I like our little village so far. It's looking pretty nice. Everybody living here. Noche says Banished is more abstracted. It's just numbers to jobs. You have no need to click on any given building. This one seems more hands-on in terms of assigning people to jobs, etc. Yeah, I think you're right. You definitely have to assign everybody jobs here, and it seems like there's going to be a degree of management, like I laid off my thatcher because we had plenty of thatch, and I'll need to rehire one soon. So you do kind of have to juggle the workers in this game more than in Banished. But in Banished, you juggled your workers through a control panel, right? You would adjust how many workers were in each category through there. It also had like mining and stuff. I remember that. That looks nice. Rocket Blaze Gaming says, love your vids, dude. Well, thank you, Rocket Blaze Gaming. I appreciate hearing that. I like making my vids. They're fun. And I appreciate that people enjoy watching them. I'm very fortunate to have a nice group of people who like to come in and tell me that they're having a good time, etc. Well, there's all the snow. Noche, get your hoodie out. I think you said something about that earlier when I was talking about the weather. All right, now let's set up some fields. Can we set up a weird narrow field here? Oh, we sure can. Great, I love it. There's field number 1. Can we set up a field in here? Oh, I don't want to do wheat though. I just want to go straight potatoes. Will we be able to do a field in here? We will. Place is occupied, okay. Oh, so it has to be a what is that, rhomboid where it has straight angles? Has to be a parallel, not a parallelogram, because that could have the diagonals on it. But anyways, it has to be a rectangle. There you go, rectangle, duh. I was overcomplicating things. All right, that one's going to be potatoes as well. And over here, oh, that's a big field. Yeah, no good. There we go, and that'll also be potatoes. Corin says, not sure if I noticed this last game, but I only need to assign people to the farm when you're plowing, not to sow and harvest. I didn't notice, but one thing I did notice about the farm is it's the only place where women work. So it didn't make any difference whether I had people assigned there or not. The women, it's not like the women are going to do anything if they're not assigned there, unless you know something that I don't. I never found anything for the women to do outside of working at the farm. So, I mean, I do agree that they don't necessarily need to be there, but, you know, um, uh, it also didn't really seem to matter. So, I like wearing gloves. That's the thing I get most excited about for winter, is the fact that I can start wearing gloves. I just love wearing gloves. EJ Masterpiece says, is there any limit to what size a farm field can be? I don't think so. So it contains 3 things, blah, 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 blah. Leaving field fallow. You can hire workers for plowing, taking care of the animals. Laborers will automatically be hired on sowing and harvesting. Okay, so the workers, it's not even the workers that do the sowing and harvesting, it's the laborers. Interesting. Rocket Blaze Gaming says I should just make one giant farm instead of small ones. Ah, have you been watching my RimWorld videos? People tell me I do that wrong too. The reason I make small ones is so I can rotate the crops over time. I like making multiple small ones rather than one large one. I could do whichever one. Doesn't really matter, but this is the one that I'm going to do. Let's see how large of a field we can make. I'm not actually going to make it too long. That's what she said. There we go. So it looks like 43. You should have left it at 42, but you can actually do 43 if you want. But I prefer 42. Dallin9 says you can wear fingerless gloves year round. I'm not going to dignify that with an answer. All right, so since I've got wheat fields set up, I suppose I will want to build the windmill as well. Not really sure where the best place to put it is. How about over here? Yeah, why not? There we go. Great. Our cannot complete an order in winter. Got it. Just like these guys can't fish in winter. Noche says women can work at the market stall, but there's only one person there. Ah, hey, you're right. There you go. Good. When I had selected the market stall on my Let's Play series, a man went in there, so I guess you know, it could go either way. All right, let's put some more houses down here. That way we have room for more people to move in the spring. Hopefully we're not making a mistake, but you know what? We're never going to learn if we don't try. Corin says, don't forget to activate the fields before March. Thank you. Rocket Blaze says, gotta go. Bye, Rocket Blaze. Thanks for stopping by. Marcel says, hire a manager on the farm so it also does the crop rotating. Yeah, I can manage to manually rotate the crops right now. I just don't want to. I don't want to use the labor for that. Marcel says, put the stuff in the market. Good thinking. Flour, potato, fish. All right. Somebody else said too that they can build a boat during the winter, but that I am almost certain it said that they will not. But we'll give it a shot because we've got a couple on request. Bryson Fetters. Hello, Bryson Fetters. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Manny says there's some great touches to this game. The way fences stick to each other looks nice. Yeah, that was that's the first thing I remember from seeing this game. Manny also asked quite a while ago, and I forgot to read it. Was he the one who turned me on to this game? It's possible. You could have been. I don't know. I've been following this game for quite a while, but yeah, you might have. You've recommended a few games to me, and I know on a few of them you've been the first one to recommend them to me. Pretty hard to recommend to me a game now that I haven't learned about already, but I'm always open to hearing recommendations. But if a game is already for sale on Steam, I'm probably not interested. But any game that is not on sale yet, or is on sale but not on Steam, like what's that Goblin Village game? That's a good example right there. That's a game that's on sale but not on Steam yet. I can't remember what that game is called though. Anyways, that's a game that's that I'd be interested in if they would send me a key. Grumble, grumble. All right, let's turn the speed up because we got nothing else going on. Hey, look at this. Boatyard cannot complete an order in winter. See, I knew they wouldn't build a boat during the winter. Marcel says, don't forget about the chart. Oh, the cart parking around town. Ah, good thinking. Cart parking around town. There we go. Good idea. Now, I'm not entirely sure what carts do, but there we are, right there. And maybe over here, I guess, by the fishing thing. Why not? There we go. Friar asked. Hello, Friar asked. Asked when I started. I started at 2 o'clock, so about an hour ago. Good thinking. Got those redone. Oh, Manny. Manny says, for sale, but not for sale on Steam. I should play Hello Neighbor. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to try some games that aren't necessarily fit in right for my channel. Hello Neighbor is not one that I'm going to do, but I've got one that's coming up in a couple of days that is very different for my channel, but a developer actually emailed me and asked if I would try it out, and it's pretty fun for a game that isn't even on sale anywhere yet. I know she says, I'm guessing carts allow them to haul more things at once than by hand. Yeah, you're right. I agree. I just don't know how often like when they get used and for what, under what circumstances. Like I can see that they're being used for construction for sure. Fryer says, right on, didn't get any notification though. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I did set up the schedule and everything for it. Ah, this is stalled. Why? Can't find nail. Oh, no. Oh, shh. I think that's going to, I really screwed up, guys. We don't have nails. Without nails, I can't build a smithy. Without a smithy, will this give us our nails back? Probably not. But without a smithy, we can't make more nails. Maybe we'll get the nails back by demolishing what we've done so far. Yeah. Shh. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Is that this one? Let's demolish that. Maybe we'll get some, maybe, yeah, exactly. Maybe we'll get some refunded nails when we tear down some of these other buildings. Finally, ID says trade nails for something else. I can't trade. Yeah, I can't trade without a trading post. Well, we're getting some nails in at least. So maybe I can deconstruct some, you know what I mean, like the boat thing or something along those lines. That's what I'll do. I'll deconstruct the boat house if it comes down to that. Marcel says, or load an autosave. Yeah, the problem with the autosaves is it only does one, and it does it like every 2 minutes. So it would already be too late. We wouldn't be able to reload an autosave far enough back. I think that deconstructing stuff gives you a refund, so we'll be all right. Dallin says it sounds like a bug. Nah, I think it sounds like a design feature. Just it's early alpha, so you know, just needs a little balancing or maybe a little better instructions on it or something like that. But I wouldn't say it's a bug. Just like I don't think I think that it's perfectly legitimate that you can't build a boat during the winter because you can't launch it. The river is frozen, so it's not, you know. Fryer asks us, is he on 2-minute autosaves? Yeah, I mean, I'm just on the default. Finally, ID says maybe restart the game, fast forward everything. We've been playing on pretty much top speed the entire time, so I can't really go much faster than we've already done. So it would take us a whole nother hour just to get as far as we have. But I think we'll be all right. I think we're going to manage. I think we're going to manage to get through this. Oh, people are really upset that we ran out of nails. You know, that's my fault. I don't blame the game. I should have known better. I mean, first off, I talked about it earlier on. I just got so distracted chit-chatting with everybody that I forgot what was going on. But you know, I want a game that I like games where you're not necessarily going to win. Where if you're not careful and don't pay attention, that you might actually lose. I don't think that that's a bad thing in a game. Now we're stalled for lack of nails. Got it. Okay, so let's deconstruct our boatyard. Can't demolish this building, not implemented yet. Okay, now that's discouraging. Because now I don't think we're going to be able to come back from this. I'm sure I can't demolish the farm. Well, I think I feel like no, maybe it wasn't this game. I could have swore that there was a dev mode somewhere in here. Just a second. If we go, you guys can't see what I'm doing here, but I'm going into the gonna open up the README file here. Games. Ostriv. Sorry, Ostriv. README. Yeah, even right here in the tutorial, it says you'll have an initial stock of nails, but later you'll need to build a smithy to produce nails. Initial stock is enough to build forestry, thatchers, workshop, 9 houses, and smithy. So I didn't pay attention to the instructions. Population, trade, write me feedback. All right, so I'm definitely going to let him know about the nail thing. Although, like I said, he talks about it in the thing. So, yep, no information on a debug mode. Wow, guys, that's a real bummer. Because we're short quite a few nails. We have a lot of work to do with nails yet. Yep, exactly. Corin says it wants you to do a smithy before any food generation. Fire asked, do I have enough to build a trading post? No, I don't have enough to build anything. A trading post requires 174 nails. The smithy requires like 50 some. Yeah. Wow, that's a bummer. A real bummer. Yeah, Noche says it's okay, start over. Yeah, we can start over. We're not going to get any further along than we already have. All right, let's try the other map since we're going to start over. Okay, here we are, other map. So this time, let's not make any mistakes. So, not carpentry. We want the forestry. There it is. Forestry. Right there. Beautiful. All right. Bryson says just use duct tape instead of nails. Yeah, that would have been funny, huh? Use like peg joints or something like that. Is that what they are? What they are when you don't use nails? Use little pegs instead of nails. Kind of a bad thing about this starting location is there's no easy access to reeds. The thatching is going to be a little tricky. They can't go across the water for them. Are we going to be able to set it up over here? That is a really long distance for them to get to work, and also to haul the reeds back. Almost seems like this is a better spot. Even this is not a very good location for it. All right. Finally, ID says forestry, thatcher, and smithing at first, then the houses. Well, that's where I ran into the problem in my Let's Play series, as I built the smithing before the houses. So I'm going to follow the instructions in the instruction file, and forestry, houses, thatcher, and then smithy. Yeah. Corin says first year is kind of make forestry, houses, thatcher, smithy, and then go do something else for half an hour. Exactly right. Friar Ass says, Bridget, I can't build a bridge or I'll run out of nails. I assume that the bridge uses nails. Maybe not. Wooden bridge. Oh, it doesn't use nails. Well, thank you. Demolish. Hopefully I get those nails back. Otherwise, we're going to be screwed again. Oh, it does use nails. Well, flibbledy flew. Don't demolish. Undo. Thank you. Keep going. Yeah, you have to have a bridge to cross water, but the bridge would take all of our nails. So I can't build a bridge. But we have a few reeds over here. I'd say this is the worst map of the three. The other two maps, pretty good. This map, there's a few reeds over here. I guess I could have built it there too, but that's fine. They can walk through the forest. It's not the end of the world. Is that built? That is built. Okay, let's get a worker on there. We've got 2 workers on here. Let's get these houses started. All right, let's speed it up again. That's house number 1, house number 2, house number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whoops. 8, uneven terrain, huh? There you go, 8. And so you can't have them like partially line up. I mean, you can sort of do it, but all right, 9. Great. Okay, 9 houses. Mark Alvin Chua says, lesson learned, read instructions. Well, it's funny because I was just like 20 minutes ago, I was kind of scoffing at everybody else who didn't read the instructions. I did read the instructions. I read them in their entirety, yet somehow I forgot. So Dallin suggests that I should put a house next to the Thatcher. That's a good idea, except I don't think you can say who lives where. So, you know, I don't know whether the I don't know whether the person who lives in that house would be the one who works in the thatching, and we might end up with even more problems. Friar Ass says, farm after smithy, just queue up builds and not put workers down until needed. Yeah, you can't decide whether people are going to work on it or not. It automatically assigns workers, so there's no and you can't change who brings the jobs, the resources to the jobs and stuff. You can't do any of that. That is all done automatically. So now wait, why are these guys stalled? Oh, can't find clay. Well, of course not. There we go. There's our clay. All right, now we're just going to chill. I think we'll still be able to get all of our houses built, even though I forgot to place down that clay pit. And the good news is they all have a lot of stuff delivered and all that, yeah. Yeah, it's not the end of the world that one person has to work on the other side of town, especially the Thatcher. The Thatcher doesn't really have a whole lot of work to do anyways. They tend to be the first person that I end up firing. I guess we could zoom in as they build these things up. Friar asks, says the missing nails worked out, and he gets to see a fresh city build. Right top hand corner of the buildings tab. I'm not sure what you mean by the ladder thing. Slaughterhouse? Yep, sorry man. Context not included. I do like all the people sitting around the campfire. That's kind of cool. Let's see if we can get any further along before 4 o'clock. I would like to try to get some farms and stuff down. I don't, I'll probably go a little over on the stream, but not too far along. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Friar asked. It says click on the building. On what building? The question mark thing? I've read most of those. Click the building itself and look up in the right-hand corner of the tab that opens. There's a drop down. I don't know. Are you talking about this help thing? But yeah, I've read the instructions on I've read the little question mark things on pretty much all of these. So, or not all of them, but all the ones that I've built anyways. Yep, I'm still not getting what you're trying to say there, Friar asked. Sometimes it's hard to communicate, especially when there's like a 20-30 second delay between what I'm saying and when you hear it. So really hard, really hard to yeah, get that kind of point across. So oh, Fryer says it might be on buildings that require resources. Yeah, I think you're talking about something like the smithy or whatever, while you give it instructions on what it's going to build. Yeah, because like the forestry, there's no like all it does is make wood and stuff. But you can set production limits. But even here, this produces logs, wood, and firewood. What do we got? We're working on house number 4. Going back to the exciting house countdown. Or count up, I guess, in this case, since we started with 1. Working our way back up. I'm kind of impressed that we've stayed at the same number of viewers the whole time. So either you guys are really excited to watch a second build go through, or you were fortunate enough to, or I mean, the people who watched the first hour have tuned out, and the same number of people have tuned back in for the second hour. Either way, I'm very happy. Thank you for watching, everybody. Always glad to see people enjoying the series or channel. You know what I mean. People that like listening to me yammer on. That's what I like. July. We still have several months. Silvadale says it would be nice if they could lower the stream delay. I agree with you. It would be very nice. A lot of things it'd be nice if YouTube could do. Stop demonetizing my videos. They demonetized my Ostriv 2 video for some reason. Why they felt that that video was offensive to people, but you know, what am I going to do? Debateful says, I just turned the sound down or mute it. You know, I guess I still get the credit for the views, right? I know you're joking. Um, but you know, I've done that. I've left somebody else's stream running just to help them get an extra view. More viewers tends to bring in more viewers, like the people who are here get to see or draw in additional viewers, you know. Um, Duke Rahul says late again. Well, good news, Duke. We had to restart the game after an hour because I made a pretty rookie error and ran out of resources. Um, Noche says they just like the game and find my commentary entertaining. Well, I'm glad I can be entertaining for at least a couple of dozen people out there in the world. And Bryson says maybe, well, first off, hello, Bryson. Says maybe the game got or the video got demonetized because I said Ukraine in the video. It's possible. You think Russian hackers got through and demonetized it? You never know with YouTube. YouTube is weird. It will demonetize videos for no real reason. I'm not particularly concerned. The 35 cents that I make off of that video, it's not really going to make or break me to not make that 35 cents or whatever. Dallin says it's a problem with how they encode for the multiple stream qualities. That's why the delay exists. Okay. That seems like a reasonable explanation. I don't mind it so much, except it makes it difficult to chat because it'd be nice to have a more instantaneous chatting. You know, sometimes I want to ask you guys, hey, what do you want to build or something like that, you know, and you can't do it because it would take 5 minutes to get anything done. Also, the delay is not necessarily the same for everybody because sometimes people have buffering or they reload or whatever. And so sometimes people will be considerably further behind than others. Whoa, I like that fireplace. I guess it would be built of clay, right? Because it's made out of bricks. Well, the good news is we're gonna have all of our stuff. Bryson says I typed this 30 seconds ago. Well, it works a lot better when I type something and then you guys hear it. Yeah, Tommy says video where somebody builds a medieval town in a game. This is very offensive to people who are offended for no reason. Let's not put ads on it. Um, yeah, you know, I mean, they got to do something, right? If they don't do anything, um, then the service will just get taken over with hatred and racism and stuff like that. So, you know, it sucks when it happens, but they got to do something. And if they didn't do anything, it would be much worse than it is. So, um, I'm not, I'm not happy that I had a video demonetized, but it doesn't really hurt my feelings. I've only had 2 of them demonetized in the last 6 months, so it's really not that bad. And I think it's because I don't swear very much, mostly. I also don't really play particularly violent games. I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen when RimWorld Alpha 18 comes out and I start doing a new RimWorld series, because that game is uh, 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 pretty violent, you know. 2 houses left, and they're both almost done. Do want to get them finished off before I start that smithy, though, because I really don't want to delay any house building. Definitely need to have the houses before I need the nails. And we're only 20 minutes in, so it's not too. I mean, we may be able to actually get food in before 4 o'clock. That'll be a good thing. House number 9 under construction, coming together, sort of. I like it when they walk down that hill. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's just my mind filling it in, but it seems like they walk a little bit faster when they go down the hill. It's probably more a perspective thing than anything else. Boy, sorry. Always get tired. Well, I just always get tired, period. That's really the end of the sentence. Not much more to say about it. But normally, like if I get real tired, I just go take a nap. Can't really do that while I'm streaming. Gotta stick with it. Get my energy up. I can't grab a snack or anything. Bo Bueller says, "Hey Sean, hello Bo, good to see you." Oh, that's all of our buildings, all done. Marcel says Rimworld got more dangerous with the insects popping faster from carved out mountain. Quill 18 had an infestation from a 4x4 hack into the wall. You know, I actually didn't have any problem with infestations in Alpha 17. I mean, they're more aggressive than they were before, but that wasn't really my problem. Actually, I didn't really find anything too challenging in Alpha 17. All of my series went really well, but except for the thing where the alien ship popped open unexpectedly, that really caught me off guard and was kind of disappointing, but lesson learned. But Alpha 18 should be out before too long, and then I'm really excited to see when that comes out. But yeah, infestations. I actually feel like infestations are almost easier in Alpha 17 than they were in Alpha 16. I like Quill. He's a good guy. Maybe not the best RimWorld player, but he's a good guy. He works hard, and he's fun to watch, fun to listen to. But yeah. Bo says, that's right, even if it's just one overhead mountain tile, they can spawn. That is true. That's all it takes is one overhead mountain tile. I had infestation spawn in my garden once, actually. The first nest spawned under an overhead mountain tile, but because there wasn't enough room for the other nests, they spawned outside. I was pretty shocked by that. But it happened. So yeah, if there's not enough room, so I always try to leave big open spaces underground for the infestations to spawn in, and so I can be prepared. And I set up choke points too, so I can fight them a lot more effectively. If you're aggressive with them, infestations really aren't too bad. Silvadale says, Lovecraft mods and RimWorld make it harder, but I don't do mods. That is correct. I don't do mods. Bryson says, do I sense some YouTube drama popping up from that comment? I hope not. I don't think Quill thinks he's the greatest RimWorld player in the world. Also, I am quite certain that Quill has no idea who I am. But you know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be offended by that. Manny says, I think Alpha 18 is going to be quite a bit better than Alpha 17. Well, I hope you're right, Manny. I am excited about it. Alpha 17, I would say, was one of the least impressive updates that I've seen. I'm not really one to complain or anything, but it's one of the few I felt it was a little underwhelming compared to most of the other alphas. Uh, you know what I mean? I feel like most of the other alphas had considerable improvements in them. All right, so now we've got our smithy. We don't need to worry as much about, um, don't need to worry as much about, well, anything to be honest, because we're in much better shape. So now we should start on the boat stuff because I still feel like getting the boats running is the fastest way to start getting food in. So we'll build a boatyard and a fishing dock. Ah, great. We can build them right in the center of town. Peter Lundqvist says Quill is not the greatest RimWorld player and still insists on going on extreme difficulty. Well, I respect him for that. At least he plays it on the highest difficulty level. So that's good. But yeah, his colonies are a mess. Marcel says Quill always strips corpses instead of hauling the body to storage and then stripping the body and then burying the. Yep, exactly. The thing I notice is he doesn't focus on cleaning, and he kind of lets his moods go. So like those are both really important, but they're easy things to not pay attention to. Manny says the game is getting mature, so huge changes can't really be expected. Just refining. Yeah. I would be happy with refining. I guess that's what happened in the previous one, huh? Was the refining. That's what I was just complaining about. I guess. Sure. All right, Minnie, you got me again. All right, so here's Marcel's drop-down list that he was talking about earlier. Maybe it was Friar Ass that was talking about this earlier, but somebody was. There we go. So here's where you can decide how the resources are brought in. Workers by hand, workers by cart, laborer by hands, laborer by cart. Oh, you know what? Let's have laborers do it. Cool. I don't know where we get iron from. So we have some iron stored, but eventually we may actually run out of iron also. So I believe we're going to need the trading post to get more iron in. But I think we need to get food coming in before we worry about that. So I'm going to worry about getting the food stuff set up here. I'll build a farm. I suppose I should build a trading post after I build the farm and then before I build more houses. Manny says, nah, I felt like Alpha 17 was a letdown too. You know, it's funny, Manny, because the thing that I was most excited about when Alpha 17 was in the testing phase was that chain shotgun. I thought that was so awesome. And then when Alpha 17 went into final release, the chain shotgun was basically eliminated. Like it never shows up in the never shows up. Nobody's ever carrying it. Now it turns out it's a pretty crappy weapon, but still, it hardly ever shows up. Bo asks, "What's the thing at the top that is counting down?" That is our cash. So we have $793. Yeah, so that's our whatever the currency is. Yeah, exactly. Corin Thompson says wealth. That is the better way of putting that. Tommy says they should add pizza in RimWorld. Well, you can pretend that basic meals are pizza, simple meals. Pizza's a pretty simple meal. I miss pizza. I mean, I could eat pizza anytime I want, but I haven't eaten pizza in quite some time because it's so loaded with cheese. But I used to eat it all the time. There's a pretty good pizza place right across the street from where I live. There's another pretty good pizza place a couple of blocks away. Peter says, just to be clear, I'm a Quill fan. I'm even sitting here with this merchandise hoodie on. No bad things to say about Quill. No, everybody's different. And Quill's way better than me at at Europa Universalis, and he's way better than me at Civilization. I can't even hold a candle to Quill when it comes to Civilization. Um, and honestly, Quill was my original inspiration for making my Let's Play channel. Um, when back when he was not as popular as he is now, he kind of made a big deal about how he read every comment and responded to every comment. And I've kind of like I was like, oh, that's a great philosophy, and I adopted that philosophy myself. Um, so he was a huge inspiration for my channel. Um, yeah, he's a good guy, and like he's still very positive. Like he never complains, which is a huge thing. Again, I try to take that as an inspiration. I know I complain a little bit, but I try not to. Um, and another great thing he taught me is to not whistle or go do 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 because like it drives me crazy when he does that. But that's like nothing bad. You can learn. I bet you people watch me and they're like, oh, the thing that I learned from watching Sean is to not say all the time because that's just one of those things that I do. Bo, you missed it. I told a interesting anecdote over on the Discord today about Civ 2. I have a scar on my body from when I went to buy Civ 2. I was so excited about it. I have been a fan of Civilization since Civ 1 when it came out. I remember buying that game. When I bought Civ 1, I remember going to the store and seeing it, and I was like, that looks stupid. And I didn't buy it. And then I went back to the store and I was like, oh, that game still looks stupid. And I still didn't buy it. And then eventually, I think it was on sale or something. I was like, yeah, I guess I'll buy this game. And then, like, a week later, I was like, didn't I buy this game? This is the greatest game of all time. I must have played 5,000 hours of Civilization 1. I played like for 4 years straight. That was like basically the only game I played. That and Master of Orion and Master of Magic. Actually, the more I think about it, there's probably plenty of other games that I played back then. But you know what I mean. I always came back to Civilization. Civ 1, I've got so many memories of that game. And Civ 2, and Civ 3, and Civ 4, and Civ 5, and Civ 6 now. I actually haven't really played that much Civ 6. I just haven't had time for it. In case you weren't here earlier when I mentioned it, Civ 3 is available for free this weekend. Or no, for today and tomorrow on Humble. So check out Humble to get a free copy of Civ 3 if you're interested. If you want to play an older game that's not really, worth playing anymore because it's an old game. But if you're not as snobby as me and you don't mind playing old games, sure, you should do it. Okay, so we're going to have that fishing dealio done here soon. How's our thatch coming along? Okay, he's keeping up. Let's put in a farm. I guess anywhere is as good as anywhere else for as far as farm is concerned. I think I'm going to go out this way. Oh, uneven terrain. I'll uneven your terrain in a minute. There we go, right there. It'll be good. Gosh. Ah, sorry. I hope you guys didn't hear that. It was well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if you heard it or not. Finally, ID says towards the thatch. Well, the thing is I plan on building homes over towards the thatching area, and I'll build the farm away from that. So that's why I built the farm over here, was to clear up the space. Bo says, kind of sad that Civ 5 didn't have religion in it. If it did, Civ 5 would be my favorite. Civ 5 has religion in it. You need the expansion packs. I always found the religious part of the game to be the least least rewarding, to be honest. And I hardly ever bothered with it. And Civ 5 religion, I loved religion in Civ 4. And Civ 5 religion was great for the first couple of eras, and then it went and then it um, became less valuable. Corin says bridge the river and move the thatch across. Yeah, bridges are very expensive, so I'm not going to build a bridge yet. We're not running short on thatch. I don't mind that somebody has to walk across town to get over to the thatchery. It's not that big a deal. Bo says, "Oh, I never got expansion packs." Well, the expansion packs on Civ 5 are definitely worth it. Yeah, you definitely should get it. Marcel says my age is late 30s or already 40. I'm 45 years old actually. But yep, I'm a old man for the for Let's Play as far as that's concerned. I'm sure there are older out there. I heard there's like a gaming granny or something like that. I've never looked into her, but I've heard that there's a gaming granny out there, which is hilarious. Although, like, technically, I am technically old enough to be a grandfather. I'd have to have a child first, but I could have a child in his 20s who could have a kid. Like, my mom was a grandma when she was my age. Tommy says he has almost 200 hours in Civ 5. I had 1,100 hours in Civ 5. I only have about 200 hours in Civ 6, so I haven't really played that one very much. But yeah, it's funny. I had 1,100 hours in Civ 5 over 5 years. I have 1,200 hours in RimWorld over about 2.5 years, maybe 3 years. I have 1,000 hours in Factorio as well over about 3 years. Oh, I love Factorio. I would just play Factorio all day long if you guys, well, not you guys, if it brought in enough views, but it just nobody does not bring in enough views for me playing Factorio, unfortunately. But I love that game. It's so much fun. Tommy says I play a lot of games that are as old or older than me, or only slightly older than me. I don't think there are any video games that are older than me. I'm older than Pong. I'm sure that there was some sort of text-based video game that they made in the 60s or something, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure there's some you know, but like video game systems and computers didn't exist when I was born, so it would have to be a pretty obscure specific game to be older than I am. Noche says, I don't even want to know my Civ stats. I'm so glad I didn't play it on Steam. Marcel had 2,800 hours in Civ 5. Wow, that is a lot. Good for you, man. You must have been pretty good at it. I could never get past level 6 difficulty. And that's what, King? I could never get past King difficulty. Or Emperor? Level 6 is Emperor, because then it's something and then Deity. Or Deity and then Immortal. Peter says, let's not call us old. Mature is more nice sounding. I guess also your viewers are a bit more mature. Some of them are, that's for sure. And some of them, not so much. How do I get rid of that autosave thing? It's been stuck up there for a while. There we go, that's how. Finally, ID says, no age to play games, IMO. I agree. You can be whatever age you want. And Steven says, I'm the best. Well, Steven, you're the best for saying that. Thank you so much. That's really nice of you. I do my best. That's for sure. Dab Techful says, we can remember the before time when computers didn't exist. It was a bleak and sad time. Kind of. It is weird to think about that. I remember having to go to the library and like spending a lot of time at the library just to look up the most basic things. Or like having to go to the encyclopedia and there'd be like 28 volumes of the encyclopedia that you'd have to page through to try to find stuff. Ugh. Wondrous time to be around now though, where everything is on your phone. Oh, I love it. It's great. Duke Rahul says besides the aches and pains, getting older seems nice. Yeah, I agree. It is nice. Duke is 44. Friar Ass says he missed it. How old am I? I am 45, so I like it. Noche got lucky. Their dad is a computer programmer, so they had a really early computer. That is lucky. What did you guys have, Noche? I had a Atom computer, which was a add-on to a ColecoVision gaming system. So I had an Atom computer in 1986. Excuse me. So I was 14 years old when I first got my computer, and I programmed in BASIC. I did a lot of BASIC programming back then. That was fun. What? Hey, stop. R.C. Reinhardt's first computer was a Merlin. I don't know what a Merlin is. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. Now, Bryson, I still go to the library. I go to the library at least once a week because I get my books there and I like to read. I love to read. Marcel's first computer was an Atari 60 or something like that back in the early 80s. I didn't even know Atari made computers. That's interesting to know. That must not have lasted very long. We had an Atari 2600 when those were a thing, like in 1979 or something, I think is when we bought ours. Noche had an old Sun system in 87, and they may have had one before that. Duke Rahul had a TRS 80. Yeah, that's right. My friend Jason, when I was in middle school, he had a TRS 80. We had a lot of fun with that. Corin says, don't forget to make the fields. Thank you, Corin. I got so busy reading up on the chat. I almost did forget to make the fields. All right. We'll go with 15 for standard output size here. Uh-oh, I did not want that to be crooked. There we go. Or if it's going to be crooked, I want it to be crooked going away from the other field like that. There we are, nice. And keep going fields. 15. And another one. 15, great. Can't really have too many fields, can we? I mean, I suppose we could, like 20 of them would be too many. It's weird. Why is this one 50? It must be narrower or something. But I think 6 fields will probably be enough for us. There we go, 15, beautiful. All right, so we're gonna do wheat, potatoes, wheat. I'll do all the rest of these potatoes. We're gonna need a market stall as well for when the fish starts coming in. Get that set up. So let's turn our fishery on and order some boats and turn our boatmaker on. There we go. So we should be in good shape. All right, now let's see if anybody... Bryson is rereading The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Good for you. Have fun. Finally, ID asked if I ran into any sinkhole bugs while playing this game. I haven't, but this is actually the patched version, so that has been fixed, and it's no longer a problem. Noche says, nope, no major bugs yet. Yep, I haven't run into any, aside from, I mean, it wasn't really a bug that we ran out of nails. It was just an annoyance. Little Pigsy says, hi. Hello, Little Pigsy. Good to see you. Tommy says, I have a 6-year-old PC with Linux that I have to share with all my brothers and sisters, and it sucks. Well, I'm sorry you have to use Linux too, but, sometimes people don't like to use don't like to use contemporary software. It's just how it goes, I guess. Thank you, Corin, for reminding me to activate the fields. It's a strange step that you have to do that, but it's done. Snow is melting. Everybody likes watching that happen. Let's set up a windmill. Let's set up that market stall so I don't forget. Oh yeah, I got to set up the trading post. That is important. Yeah, right there will be fine. Marcel says, hire the manager. You should manage the number of workers. I don't think so. I think it only manages the crop rotation. You can hire workers. There you go. Hire a manager to allow for automatic rotation with up to 6 slots. Yeah, I don't need to worry about. I don't need to hire somebody to do the crop rotation. I'm pretty sure I can stay on top of that myself. And several people in the chat have backed me up on the idea that all he does is crop rotation. So you guys are right. All right, we've got boats on order. Let's actually put a second guy on the boat thing here. Let's open up. Where's our market stall? There it is. Let's open that up. Hopefully a woman comes to work there. Good, thank you. Noche says, I love the organic layout in this town. It's pretty. Oh, thanks. Yeah, the Let's Play town maybe is a little too rigid. So I wanted to try to make it a little more interesting here, but I still, like, efficiency is still very important to me. I want everybody to, you know what I mean, have to walk the least distance they can, with the exception of our poor Thatcher, who apparently doesn't even want to work here anymore because his job is so far away. All right. Well, we are further along now than we were in the game that was lost, so that's good. So for those of you just joining us, or for those of you who left earlier, now's the time to come back. Oh, too bad you can't hear me. Don't forget to list things for sale at the market. You know, that's the whole reason I clicked on that market stall in the first place. And then I completely forgot to do that. So thank you, Noche. Has anybody seen the town hall get built yet? I'm kind of curious what that does. Corin says a granary might be good for efficiency since it centralizes goods storage for trading and carting and such. Yeah. I wasn't going to do that for a while yet. I feel like there's some other stuff we should build first, but I definitely feel like that is a good long-term plan. Doesn't really use that much stuff. Could probably slap it down in here somewhere. Does the campfire and stuff ever go away? Camp center? I bet you that camp center stays there till we build a town hall. Corin says, Catherine and Sky did one. It lets you manage taxes and the sale price of items. That's the town hall. Thank you, Corin. Fryer asked, do people take jobs near their homes? I don't know. Seems like people's jobs change a lot. So I haven't been able to figure out. Yeah, exactly. Noche says the jobs seems really random, right? Dab Techful says, just to check, I already did the blacksmith, right? Oh, yeah. Yep. I learned that after the last game got destroyed. Moving right along. Good. So is this actually completed too? Wow, very nice. So I don't need to have anybody working on that yet. Wait a minute. Oh, so these are all sewed? Oh, good. Good stuff. Like it. So But I don't need to fire these workers because it's not like they have anything else to do. I suppose, could I start building more homes now? I'm worried that I'm going to build more homes and then people are going to move in and they're not going to have any food. Oh, I like how I can just squeeze that. I feel like I was just able to squeeze. Oh, there we go. Come on. I like it. Just squeeze that in. Corin says, I vote to go cowshed next for plowing. Yeah, I'd have to be able to get a cow though, and I'm not really generating enough. I don't really feel like I'm generating enough goods to sell anything to buy a cow. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think my primary is going to be increasing population, and then we will increase production. And so, you know, like once we get our population up, I'm going to build another fishing thing so we can get some more fish coming in. I think I can, good, I can lay these guys off now. I want to get those houses built. And I want to get our trading post built because we're going to need to buy some iron because we're going to run out of nails if we don't get this built. Marcel says I have a market vendor now, so new population should be able to get food. I agree, but the thing that we need for that is for food to actually exist. So I do want to make sure that we're producing enough food. Um, I think we'll produce enough food to last through the winter, but you know, I don't know for sure. I feel like in the Let's Play series, we are going to run out of food and that is going to be a problem. So, you know, hopefully we don't run into that here, but I think we'll be able to last long enough to see because I plan on going for at least another half hour, 45 minutes or so. I'm not quite given up yet. Corn says, try assigning more than 3 people to the fisher. That's maybe how to get dried fish? Adi says, carpenters to sell furniture for iron. Yeah, well, I think that, I don't know, carpenters for furniture? Probably, I guess. I was thinking clothing. Seems like clothing would be, but furniture, you know what I mean? Furniture might be good. I don't know what we can or can't sell, honestly. Also, do you guys hear those noises that I'm making? Let me know, because if you can hear them, I will stop. Actually, what I would do is probably just mute the microphone. That's probably a better idea rather than asking. I worry that if I mute the microphone, I'm going to forget to unmute it, and you know. But I'd rather do that than have you guys have to listen to disgusting noises. Peter says, I feel like Banished had the worker thing better figured out. Look like you can forget people in some building who actually do nothing. Yeah, it's kind of a drag. Adi says, we have the supply line kind of ready for carpentry. Tommy says, sell slaves. Oh no. I pretty much would I would be very reluctant to play a game that had slavery in it, especially selling slaves. There's enough games out there that I would just, you know what I mean? Like RimWorld has to where you can buy slaves, and that's bad enough. RimWorld is a tough game to play. Like it is very ethically. Um, I don't like being associated with the RimWorld community. How's that? Because if you go to the RimWorld subreddit, there are people that say a lot of unfortunate and kind of disgusting things in there, and I really don't like playing a game that attracts those kind of people. Um, so yeah, same thing with any games that have slavery in them. I would not want to play that game just because of the kind of people that would be interested in playing a game that has slavery. Corin makes a good point that clothing has an extra step with the hemp and textiles, and you are right. So I don't know. I can't build anything yet because we have to do that over here. Noche says you can sell prisoners in RimWorld too. That's true. I don't. Um, and but yes, you can sell people into slavery, but you can't actually have slaves. Or honestly, every pawn in RimWorld kind of. Well, no, because you can't tell them what to do. So, like, if RimWorld allowed slaves in the game, that would probably turn me off. But yeah, that. Lation is facile says most redditors say disgusting things. Well, you should know as a moderator of r/Portland, there are a lot of disgusting stuff out there. Many says no comment. Besides that, you're right. Yeah, Many is a moderator of r/RimWorld, so he knows. But of course, r/RimWorld is really changed, unfortunately. Finally, ID says no need to sell prisoners when you can eat them. Ugh. No cannibalism in my games. I had cannibalism once because I forgot. Like I ran out of food and I didn't really realize it. And so like this big raid happened and I killed all the bad guys. And then like the raid was over and I wasn't really paying attention. And all of a sudden all my pawns were eating the raiders, like their corpses off the ground. And I was like, what the? And then I realized it was because I didn't have enough food. Yeah, it was a mess. You know what, Tommy? You raise a good point. Tommy says I once played a game. I forgot what it was called. But you had to build a Roman city and you needed slaves for almost everything. There's a game in ancient Egypt where you had slaves, and yeah, Pharaoh. You had slaves to build the pyramids and all that stuff, and I love that game. So I guess there are some conditions where I would play a game because if they made a new version of Pharaoh, I would play that, even though it had slaves in it. And they have Total War Rome had slaves in it. So, all right, you guys got me. The Caesar games may have as well. I mean, that was a thing back in those days. Well, doesn't seem to be a problem having 5 people working here. We are gathering up a lot of fish. Oh, and look at that, the crops are coming in. Good, but our population is not going up. We have not. So what have they just been building this this stupid trading post all year long? Duke Rahul says Rimworld is as moral or degenerate as you decide to play it. Yep, that's true. There are not very many immoral things that you're forced to do. And there's a lot of options, and I mean, there's a lot of penalties to when you choose to do something immoral, which I do like. Of course, a lot of people will mod those out and stuff, but then you can't really blame the game for stuff that mods do. Corn says no dried fish. That's odd. I wonder where that comes from. I don't know. Slaughterhouse? Possibly? Probably not. It could be something that will show up, you know what I mean, just like hasn't been fully implemented yet or something like that. Marcel says remove a fisher. Well, they've removed themselves. So I think we're doing fine. I think as long as we get all the stuff. I mean, what I should do is remove these guys, because these guys don't need to be doing anything. And our thatcher. No, thatcher is just keeping up with everything. We don't need boat workers. I've already laid them off. Lay off all of our farmers. I'm going to rotate this into potatoes, I think. I'm going to leave those guys as potatoes because it seems like you can grow 2 years of potatoes with no problem. Oh, can't. Okay, weird. I don't need. Okay, good. I was gonna say I don't need workers to harvest. That's right. It will pull laborers to come in and do the harvesting. All right, good stuff. Now we just need somebody to haul that stuff in. I wonder if they don't haul it all in before winter, will there be a penalty, like the food will rot or something like that? We definitely need more population to keep up with everything that we got going on right now. But the good news is, I think if more population shows up, we'll have enough food and everything to keep them going. I'm gonna actually lay these workers off because we don't have any stuff in there yet. We need to haul it in before it gets too late. And I'm gonna lay everybody off. We need to focus on getting that stuff hauled in. Yeah, I think it's because all of our workers are too busy in jobs, I guess. We just have too much work queued up for everybody, and everybody's spread too thin. Because I don't see anybody chilling out here by the campfire, which usually is the indication. Well, I take that back. It's these women who. Oh no, why are you chilling out there, Valsoil? But we have. Yeah. Finally, ID says maybe I need a storehouse now. They store all this stuff. You can see this guy's gathering up, and he's taking it to store it inside the farm, and they'll store it in the farm. I just need more laborers, is all. But I hope that. Can I suspend? There we go. We need to get that harvest in, so I'm going to suspend building the homes. Hopefully everybody will focus on hauling in stuff from the fields. Because I don't know if the people will if the food will rot when it freezes or something. Dalen asked if laying off the farm workers was a good idea. Yeah, because the farm workers only plow. You can hire workers for plowing and taking care of animals. Laborers will automatically be hired on sowing and harvesting. So it's the laborers that haul this stuff in. The farm workers don't do that at all. Now, I don't know why it's not hiring 23 laborers, right? Or 20 or whatever it is. Like it should be hiring everybody in the town as a laborer to haul this in because I really don't have any other jobs. Like I've got everything else shut down right now. I'll be pretty disappointed if all this food that we harvested is worthless once winter comes along. But I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. If it's going to be worthless, it's going to be worthless. Looks like we might get it all hauled in by the end of the month anyways. Doesn't it seem like the trail building is not showing up? Is not showing up as much as it used to. Like it seems like this trail should be really banged out based on how quickly the trails showed up when we very first started with the house building and everything. Hey, look at that. We did make it. Yay! Good job, everybody. Okay. Couple of workers in there. Couple of workers in here. We've still got that guy working in the thatch shed, right? Yep. I'm going to put a worker in here, although we don't really need one, but we're going to put one in there anyways. And I put the worker in there, right? Oh, we still had a worker in the smithy. Could have laid him off. All right, let's unpause those homes. Continue. 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 Corin says, I have a sneaking suspicion that we way overproduced food this year. We basically needed our entire population to collect it. But that's a good thing if we overproduced because then we can sell some of it. So we do have an awful lot stored up. Yes, I would say we overproduced because each person eats like 2 in a year. We've got about 60 total. So we have quite a bit extra, and we still have some fish stored over here. But that's okay. That is okay, because we'll sell some potatoes when we meet up with this other town. How do we set up the no manager at trading post? We need a manager at the trading post to set up a deal. I like that the windmill, not only that the windmill thing spins, but the windmill itself rotates to meet the direction of the wind. That's pretty cool. And winter number 2 is upon us. Now we'll be able to find out, do people move in during the winter when you finish a house? Or is it only during the summer? And Corin says, I bet the carts make the paths way faster. That's a good, you could be right. That would explain why the paths didn't really get made over here, because it was just people walking. They weren't using carts to gather up the harvest and stuff. Probably would have been nice if they did, though. I like that we got this windmill going. Noche says, put goods for sale at the trading post and people will come to buy it. Wait. Let's find out. Marcel says, change some fields to hemp and sunflower. Nah, I think we're going to stick with potatoes and wheat for next year. A little too early to worry about that stuff. Maybe the year after next. This year, I think we'll worry about getting furniture being made, and because then we can start making carts and stuff as well. But yeah, I am definitely going to send a trader to the next town. Luis says, wow, there's 30 people watching. That's nice. Yeah, that is nice. Pretty good for my channel. I think the most I've ever had on any video is like 47 or something. And that was RimWorld Alpha 17 sneak peek. So we'll see about that. Adi says, wow, you can sell thatch too? I didn't know that either. Strangely, we're not producing enough thatch in this game. You know what? I was looking, we have enough wood and nails. We can set up that bridge. I know you guys wanted a bridge. Look at that, 135 and 270. We can afford that. There we go. Great. We'll have a bridge. We'll move the thatch shed over here. Well, we won't be able to move the thatch shed, but I can lay off these workers anyways. We can't demolish it, unfortunately. Oh, wait, what? So we can demolish the thatchery, but we can't demolish the whatever that other thing was. The fish, the boat shed. I wonder if the reason we couldn't demolish the boat shed was because we had a boat stuck in there, or maybe a boat that was in progress being built. Something like that. Although I feel like when I read the README, it said that you can't demolish things. So, I don't know. It's weird. Very weird. I am really suspicious now. Can I cancel? Oh, and suddenly it's back to being workable again. Yeah, there you go. Corin got it. Said, I wonder if you couldn't demolish the boatyard because it was making a boat at the time. Yeah, it could be. But the README file did say that there was a problem with demolishing things. So it could be some buildings you can demolish and some buildings you can't. It's you know, Alpha 1. No complaints. This game is in really good shape for an Alpha 1. Marcel says, what does the wheat barn do? More storage room? I believe it just allows you to store it in a place that's more convenient. So I'd build a granary up in here. We'd be able to store everything right next to the market. So it save people having to walk back and forth as much. Just get things done more efficiently. That's my bet. We do have this set up to sell flour, right? Okay, good. Yeah. Great. So happy with how our little town is doing, everybody. Doing really good. I don't want to end. I want to keep going. We are going to keep going for another 20 minutes or so, at least. But I do want you guys to know that we will continue this town on Saturday. I'm going to stream again on Saturday. We'll continue this town. That'll be at 2 o'clock Pacific, which is 5 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock GMT, or basically 2 hours ago. So at the same time on Saturday. And yeah. Peter says the numbers of viewers will just increase if the quality of entertainment stays this good. Keep it up. Well, thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. My name is Sean, if you remember, but you know, it's okay. If you don't, I don't mind. But yeah, I hope the viewers keep increasing. Luis says, with a couple more hours of gameplay, do I still compare it heavily to Banished? I have a good couple hundred hours into it. I look forward to Ostriv. I mean, I would say that it compares to Banish, but it's different. I haven't played Banished for a very long time. I liked the way that you manage your colonists in Banished a little bit better. this game is a slower paced game than Banished. There's an awful lot of waiting around. But it's, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think of two games that are like Sim Airport and Airport CEO. They're similar games, but they're different enough to where each one of them is worthwhile in its own way. And I would say, I don't know which I would say this game is, whether this is the Sim Airport or the Airport CEO. Huh. But um, I don't know where that sentence was going. Anyways, yeah, sorry I can't really give a judgment based on Banished. And also, I just don't have quite enough time into this game to really give a judgment on it too much. I mean, it's super fun. And I love the way it looks. Like, look at those rolling. Look at the way those hills roll, like where the fields are and stuff. That's amazing. It's so beautiful. Hey, Builder Boy 426 Productions. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. Glad you are here. Bryson Fetter says the way the colonists move around reminds me of Planet Base. You know what? I hadn't thought about that, but you are absolutely right. They do. They do look like Planet Base. That's funny. Marcel says the game could use a faster speed. Yeah, like this speed should be medium speed, because medium speed should be slow speed. This is medium speed. This should be the slow speed. This should be the fast. This should be the medium speed, and then fast speed should be much faster. But you know, what are you gonna do? You take what you get. All right, we are gonna need this thatchery. I'm gonna put it like right there. Yeah, that'll work. And I haven't demolished this one yet, but I did shut it down, right? All right. Luis says it's just because I watched the first episode on YouTube where I was pretty excited. Yeah, I was really excited about this game. Well, I was just I love the little trails and lots of little details about this game I really like. It is a pretty good little game. Corin says it looks like people do move in during winter. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to that. I can see they moved in now, but it's spring now. But that's cool. Good. So you want to be careful. You don't want to build houses during winter if you don't have food ready for them. All right. Well, now we've got more population. Now we need to rehire all these workers because I need to get them in there so we can get those fields planted. We have enough fields where I don't really need to worry about whether we're going to run out of food or not. I don't need a boatyard. I do need fishermen. We've got logs being cut down. Good. Got somebody working in here. This is being deconstructed. I like it. Oh, wow. I wasn't watching as they tore it apart, but it looked like we were getting. Oh, yeah, you can see the little dealies go backwards, and it will give me my parts back. Marcel says I should send out a trader. Yeah, I suppose so. That means I need to hire a manager here. We're running out of money. All right. $30 to go there, but that'll help us get some more money, I think. Should be able to sell some potatoes or something. Now, here we have 32 potatoes stored. Not as much wheat and flour. It seems like everybody's eating all the wheat and flour. Not really eating the potatoes so much. Corin says more houses. I need to get that thatch going again before we can get any more houses done. I feel like that's probably what the slowdown is on this house, is not having any thatch. That's right, I want to watch this guy deconstruct this house. No sounds for it, unfortunately. But I do like how he carries everything back to the middle. Sets it there. Wow. That guy's really strong carrying that big old piece there. Hey, deconstructed down to its little components. Here comes another house. Messenger arrived at Bavaklava. All right, they demand potatoes. Good, we have lots of potatoes. I don't know if I want to send them 20. I'll send them 10 though. 11, sure, deal. And they offer flour, cows, and iron. Let's order some iron. And cows, we're not quite set up for cows yet. I guess I could be though. You don't just change one of these to a cow, do you? No, you have to have a cow house. You know what? I'm gonna wait a little while because I do want to. There's other buildings I want to get set up before we start worrying about cows. Oh, hey, what's that? Is that iron? That looks like maybe it's just stone or something. Looks like iron to me. I don't think there's any way we can get it though. I don't see iron gatherer as a thing. Oh well, that's all right. What we can do is the carpentry. That's it, carpentry. Good. Carpentry. Whoa, too close. We'll put the carpenter's thing in here in the former forest location. Very nice. Just like that. Love it. Thatchery, that's right. Corin says cows need a cow house, but you can pasture them in fallow fields to renew nutrients faster. Oh, okay. I thought fallow fields would just renew on their own, but makes a lot of sense that cows would do it. Tommy says it's a medieval city builder, yet there are potatoes. This annoys me. Medieval people didn't know potatoes. It is a pre-industrial city builder. Don't let the developer hear you say it's medieval. He will tell you you are wrong. It's pre-industrial. I don't know whether they know potatoes or not, but yep. Corin says Catherine Sky bought a bunch of cows, promptly forgot to staff the cow house, and they all starved. That's funny. Well, I could make that mistake too, probably. Sounds like something I would do. Like building too many buildings and running out of nails before you build a smithy. As a matter of fact, you don't need to be working in there, Smithers. Fryer asks, says, is there no iron mine? There is no iron mine. I'm not iron mine. That was terrible. Sorry, bye everybody. I'm sure you're all leaving now after that pathetic joke. Tommy says, I said medieval in the first episode. I did indeed. That's how I found out that the developer doesn't want me saying that it's medieval. He let me know. It is not. So I changed it up as quickly as I could. I said in the first 2 episodes, actually, because I recorded the first 2 episodes before they were posted. And then the developer got back to me pretty quick and said, hey, it's pre-industrial. I don't know why. You know what I mean. He's Ukrainian. Probably takes some pride in his country, you know. So can't find thatch anywhere. Nope, you can't because I don't have a thatchery. Oh no. Does the thatchery require thatch? No, it doesn't. Okay, that's good. Well, let's get this thatch built. Thatchery built. Looking for workers. Wait a minute. Why are you building this thing? Pause. Go work on the thatchery, dum-dum. That's what I want to have built. Fryer asks us, what is the tab at the bottom with a plus sign? You mean the health button right here? That's what that is. We have education, the little scroll and right angle thingy. And then the church, of course, for religion. None of those are available yet. All in progress, works in progress. Much like our thatchery, it's a work in progress. Yeah, Duke Rahul says, watch out, Sean, Iron Man is copywritten. Here comes YouTube. Exactly. I could get demonetized again. I'm giving him so many temptations. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's nap time for Sean. Oh boy. How are we doing on fish? Oh, we have lots of fish. I think I need to have quite so many people working in there. That's probably why nothing's getting built, because everybody's hanging out in the fishery. Somebody come and build this thatchery, you guys. We need it for more homes. Stop hanging out downtown. Elation is facile, says parody is allowed. That's right, fair use. Friar asks, says Iron Mine might come later. It is Alpha 1. Also, I don't think you can also, as long as you change one out of every 5 notes in a song, like that's not considered stealing it or whatever. And I'm pretty sure that I don't think I hit any of those notes properly in that song. So, yeah. Corin says, is the farm fully staffed? Corin, always there with the good thinking. Lay them all off. Oh, we're running low on our stored food, huh? No, wait, never mind. 26 potatoes. Oh my gosh, we're going to have so many potatoes next year around. Yee. Duke says he was being facetious. Oh, I knew you were being facetious. I didn't think you were being serious, but it was fun to go off on a tangent about it. All right, there's our new thatchery. I love it. So much easier to get to. We will unpause this building now. Our carpenter's shed. And go back to building more homes. We're still losing money, but I guess we're not at the worst. Tommy says if he oversleeps, he'll blame me for streaming at 1:22 in the morning. Well, it's only 4 in the afternoon for me, so I stream at the best. I try to split the difference as well as I can. I know it's a little late for Europeans, a little early for Americans, very early for those in Asia or the Philippines or whatever. Finally ID says it's 5 a.m. where he's at. So if Finally ID must be maybe in the like near India or something, I suppose, or the Middle East or something. I don't know. Dallin9 says, I'm also singing it without any instruments. They'd have to have a real big issue with me in order to do something. Well, I would think that singing their song without instruments would give them a big issue to begin with, especially in my voice. Like, they would not want to be associated with me singing it. And without any instruments to cover up of how terrible I am at singing. Is it possible to raise the limits of how many things a building should make? No, it seems like everything is set. Anything that has a limit is set to where it's already making the maximum. So, yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Can lay those guys off for now. You guys are trying to play what's your time zone, but we don't really do that anymore. I just got tired of blowing my voice out trying to play what's your time zone, but back in the good old days, we had a lot of fun playing that. Or I would just yell what's your time zone over and over again, and then basically read what everybody had written in the live chat. Yep, I've hung up my what's your time zone hat. Now wait, what are you doing? What? I built this bridge for you. Use the bridge, dummy. Why you gotta be a dummy like that? Use the bridge is. Oh well. At least he's making thatch, right? Hey, and he did go to the closest house. So it could be that they assign jobs based on how close they live to wherever their job is assigned, or whatever job they're assigned to, or whatever. All right, well, we're gonna be in trouble next season because all of our fields are gonna be the nutrients are gonna be just worn away. So we're gonna need to do that. Oh, finally, ID says he is in India. Wow, that was very, very lucky guess on my part. Manny says I sound very relaxed today. Well, thanks. I'm trying to have more energy, so um, I'm also working very hard at not saying as much. I watched one of my videos the other day and was quite frustrated with how many times I said part of me, oh, see, I just did it right there too. Part of me wants to like make or to write stuff down or something whenever I say or you know what I mean. I just need to learn to not do that so much. Yo mama, keep the comments um, related to the game and clean, please. I know you're skirting the edge of what's appropriate within the chat there, buddy. Manny says the good kind of relaxed. Well, I haven't had the good kind of relaxed for about a year, unfortunately. Um, there you go. Manny says not low energy, but relaxed, chill. Well, I'd say that's because of the game. This game is pretty low energy, or is pretty chill. But I am having a lot of fun chatting with everybody in the chat. You guys are all good. Tommy says I have said a lot during this stream. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's really hard. I'll get better at it. Give me a couple of years. It looks like I actually made a little bit of money. We seem to have more money than we had before. I don't know. Oh, we finished building everything. I need to stop building stuff. I mean, I need to start building more stuff. Dummy. Okay. We have plenty of food, so I don't need to worry about that. So let's put a few houses in. Hey, messenger from Baklava, Bodhisattva. No active deals. Oh, so they'll come to me. I like that. They offer flour, cowers, and ironers. You know, we don't really need any of those things, to be honest, but I'll sell some potatoes. I like how he demands potatoes. I think we can sell 10 of them again. Because I bet we're going to have a bunch of potatoes once this thing is done. Finally, ID says, build the town house in the center. I guess that I will build the townhouse in the center. We got the carpenter thing set up. I don't need to worry about that. I do want to get some workers in there. Tommy says, Sean, in 10 years, I think that I don't say as much anymore. Well, you know, it is true. I do have to think about it. Make a conscious effort, but I might not get any better at it. But hopefully, you guys will still be watching. That would be nice. Dalen says, Yo Mama's been deleted. Yeah, he didn't follow my warnings. He definitely should have followed my warnings. I don't have no room for nonsense like that in our chat. I don't mind if children watch me play, but you know, you can't entirely act like a child. Corin says, tough thing about saying is that you only do it when you're thinking about something else. You literally only do it when you're not really aware of it. Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to be aware of it. All right, town hall. Can we squeeze it in there? Oh, just. But you know what? I would rather like maybe try to put it there. Very good. Very good. Nope, I don't know why I slowed down the time. That was completely unnecessary. Oh, that's right. I need to fire everybody from their normal jobs so they will come over and start working on, like these guys don't need to be in there. We need all hands on deck when it comes to gathering up. Oh, wow, I don't have anybody working in the, well, I'm definitely going to need some people working in whatever that thing was. Oh, hey, that's the trader from the other town. Cool. I like that. So what's the point of having this stuff set up in here if I have to manually set up every deal? I don't get that. Finally, ID says 37 population now. Yeah, it's building. We'll hit 40 soon. Need more laborers. I do want to keep the one worker on that building. Yeah, I don't really know anybody else I can lay off. I want to keep the people in the marketplace. I do want these carpenters here because I want to be actually making stuff. Many asks why my wealth is dropping. Yeah, I was wondering that myself. Like you can't keep up. Your expenses are very high because of salaries. Um, and you don't make enough from sales, I guess. But it's not too bad. Um, so once we get this town hall built, maybe I'll be able to increase. Maybe I'll be able to increase our profitability or something. Corin says, I think the manual deals are separate from exports. Maybe. Golan73, hello Golan73, thanks for stopping in. He says, just finished watching your third episode and caught you live streaming. Ah, nice catch. Just about done live streaming, unfortunately, but yeah, you did catch me. And you caught me at a good point because we are just a little bit ahead of where we would be, or where we are in the Let's Play series. So this is a good time to come in. You didn't have to watch all the boring stuff that you've already seen in the Let's Play series. And you can come in and see the boring stuff that happens after the end of the Let's Play series. Haha, funny. Very funny. Dallin says that trading post will trade things at random unless you do an immediate trade with other towns. Got it. So that's good. That's why I want to keep those potatoes in there. All right, and these fields I need to change them because they are all, I can pretty much change them all over to hemp because that's really the only nutrients that we have left, unfortunately. So we're going to grow a ton of hemp this next year. Can I squeeze another potato out of that field? Doesn't look like it. All right, a lot of hemp for next year. Actually, but do I really want to do that? I think I'm just going to leave 3 of them more or less fallow. And we will need to have a new farm set up for the other to grow food. I think over here is fine for that. And then we'll set up some additional yeah, fields, that's the right word. Some additional fields over here for that. Golan says, I'm busy making a boring quarterly review slideshow, so I can't be as boring as what he's doing in real life. Well, that's what I count on when I make my videos. Like, as long as I'm less boring than whatever somebody who's trying to watch my video would be doing otherwise, then I win. It's all about relative boringness. Oh, I'm very hungry, but at the same time, I'm having so much fun, I don't want to stop. I'll just keep on going. Hey, look at that. My wealth is on the rise. Wait, no, it was on the rise. Wait a minute. What is going on? Make up your mind. Wealth, are you going down or are you going up? There must be a trader. We must be selling something to traders or something. A lot of potatoes stored. Need to get those guys back to work. Oh. You're probably right, Corn. I need to select fallow as a crop as opposed to whatever I just done. And maybe they still need to be active too. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Luis says he likes me. Yay! They like me. They finally like me. We're about ready to get more population to show up here in our town. I'm not even sure which house is almost built. This one. Oh, it doesn't look almost built at all. Must just be the thatch that is still needing to be done. There we go. 41 people. Water supply is poor. Well, I can fix that. That doesn't even require construction. Like they just the well just kind of plops right down. Oh, or it doesn't. All right. Well, let's move you up to the front. Fryer says maybe the money was going up because of market sales to the people. It could be. Finally, Adi says, what happens if you just delete the field and make a new one? Seems like that would be an exploit. Well, that's kind of an exploit, isn't it? So yeah, there you go. That is possible. So where's my notepad here? What are those? I have so many notes written around. Oh, I know what those are. Okay. So we have the nail thing. Delete field equals fallow, not fallow. All right. Do you guys remember any other exploits or like bugs or anything like that? I don't think that the boat thing was a bug. I will say that the way that this guy is not crossing the bridge to get the reeds. That probably is like could be done better. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a screen grab of that real quick here. Oh, that's right. You can't do screen grabs. Oh, wait. What? What is that? That's not even. That is really weird. All right. Alt print screen. You guys have no idea what I was just going on about, but there we go. All right. File, save as, reads dot JPEG, save, close. Okay. What are you stalled about here, buddy? Can't find wood anywhere. Well, that's probably because I laid off all my lumberjacks. They work all night? No. Corn says maybe if the thatcher was built across the bridge. Yeah, I'm sure. Golan says I could do a print screen maybe. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, Golan. That's where I ran into the problems. You couldn't see what problems I was running into, but yeah, I do print screen. This is not on Steam, so I can't do the F12 thing to do the Steam thing. But thank you for trying. You don't know what I was doing. Now it's all set up. Yep, Dallin says delete field and rebuild it to reset the nutrients. Yeah, that's definitely an exploit there. So, yep, that's 3 kind of sort of bugs. None of them are game breaking or anything, but good things to know and good things to have learned. I guess the developer didn't come watch the stream. I guess he could be lurking if and like just not engaging in chat. That's entirely possible. Actually, if I was a game developer, I probably would stay quiet. I wouldn't engage in the chat because then you get asked 100,000 questions and everything. Oh yes, thank you, Luis. Faster speed, more of a suggestion than a bug, but yeah, definitely a little bit of speed scaling would be nice. Now there may be reasons going on underneath the hood that he can't do that, you know, but because I bet you all these agents have a lot of different little things to think about. And eventually, I guess it could cause lag or something. I don't know. Who knows? I'm not smart enough to know those things. Looks like we definitely have had more people move in here during the winter. How's our windmill coming? A little bit of wheat left. No need to worry about running out of potatoes, that's for sure. Gonna increase the potato supply. Golan says, heck yeah, as a developer, I would just lurk. I like it when they chat. It's fun because the chat goes crazy and they ask all sorts of questions. And sometimes get pretty good advice. Hey, Unra 256 pops in to describe 4-field rotation, wheat, turnips, barley, and clover. Just an interesting thing to throw in there. Not really like germane to the game or anything, but still. All right, look at this. We've got our town hall. Pretty much the same same details we already knew about. Basic monthly wage. We could increase the wages. Market product price. We can increase the product price, and we could adjust our rent if we wanted to. Cool. Does it open up any additional buildings? It doesn't. That's too bad. I don't know what would replace that campfire. I think we want to build a granary next. Maybe in here, like that. Because then it'll be right next to the market. Luis says, as a developer, I'm pretty sure the low speed is due to heavy processing of all the entities. As a gamer, I'd point them to CoverX from Factorio. Yeah, I don't know any game that is better optimized than Factorio. And they're constantly optimizing it even further. It's incredible the level of optimizations that they've put into Factorio. Yes, as a developer, CoverX is a great person to talk to. If you want to talk about politics, CoverX maybe not the best person to talk to. I don't know if any of you guys saw when he posted that very weird tweet to his to the official Factorio Twitter account. Kovarex is a very strong libertarian, I think is a safe way of saying that. Um, an um, interesting views on quite a few things actually. That you know what I mean. Like I try to stay away from politics in my comments and everything. I'm not entirely staying away from it. But you know, when you're making a game that you want to appeal to a lot of people, it's probably a good idea to not have strong political views, especially if they're kind of outside the mainstream. And yeah, Kovarex has had a few interesting things to say. Now his game is amazing, so I can ignore them, like they don't bother me or anything. But yeah, Tommy says, "Do you need a good PC for Factorio?" No, I don't think so. Like eventually you would, but you can get quite a few fun from it. Um, quite a bit of fun from it without having a super powerful PC, in my opinion. I played it on my laptop at work when I had a job. There we go. Look at that. Boom. Store and everything. And there's that dried fish somebody was asking about. Hey, and somewhere for the ladies to work. Good. Hello, ladies. Okay, we are all built up. Maybe slap down a few more houses, I think. Where would be the... Somebody suggested I should build some houses over here near the Thatcher area. I suppose that's all right. Can we... I can barely squeeze them in there with the uneven terrain. Terrain's too uneven for... Oh, I don't mind if we have to remove a tree. But I will change the orientation of the... there we go. No problem. Luis says, yeah, I lost a bit of appreciation for Kovarex for that tweet. Try to follow him as a developer. Yeah, he's a great developer. I mean, you know, there's a reason that like not talking about politics is probably a good idea because if you strongly disagree with somebody, it can cause problems with somebody that you really respected. So, you know, game developers, especially successful ones, you know, it can. I mean, if you really kind of dig into some of the things that Elon Musk believes, he believes in some kind of crazy stuff. So it's like, you know what? I'd rather just like admire Steve Jobs. Same thing. You know, it's like I kind of wanted. I'd rather just admire you for your success in business, and then maybe uh, uh, not look at you as like a political leader. There's a reason that typically politicians and business leaders have different. They're different, you know. Tommy says, "I like absurdly large things, but if need be, I can build a not giant factory. I don't know. Factorio is all about building a bigger factory. I mean, you can build small factories. I've done that myself. I launched a rocket with a pretty reasonable sized factory, but it definitely is more fun when you build a large one. Golan says 70. Golan says, "Look at how many businesses have failed for taking sides in politics." Yeah, yep, it can cause problems. I mean, it's causing problems with the NFL, which is weird. Uh, like you'd think that the NFL, but I don't know. I mean, here in the United States, anyways, if you're in the United States, politics is very, very divisive subject right now, more so than it's been in my entire life. On the other hand, you know what I mean. You can get success from taking political sides as well. Um, but you know, there's certain areas where it can work and certain areas where it can't work. You know, like I listen to a lot of podcasts, and most of the podcasts I listen to are strongly political, but like that's the theme of the podcast, right? So like nobody would listen to a political podcast if they tried to hem and haw and like take a middle road. That's not really very interesting. You want to take, but yeah. Dallin says it's important to talk about politics, but you have to stick with the issues, not the people, group of people doing the politics. Yeah, but you know, even if you just stick to the issues right now, things are so political that the facts themselves become a political issue. Um, and I don't want to alienate anybody, so I'm not really going to bring anything up. But the most of the issues right now, there's one side saying that their facts are correct and the other side saying that their facts are correct. Global warming, I'll take a position on global warming. I believe global warming is man-made, and I believe that it's destroying our planet, and I believe that we should be doing way more to reverse it than we are. And the vast majority of scientists agree with me. But the people who are against global warming will say that that is not the case. And they will argue that the science is still up in the air and blah, blah, blah. And, what are you going to do? Like you can't argue with people who refuse to believe in facts. So even then, when you're, uh, you know what I mean? You like even stuff where the facts are facts, the political disagreement will turn those facts into opinions, and it's just crazy. Um, so yeah, so I try not to, but like I'll take political positions on some things. Like I am totally against racism. And if somebody tried to come in and make an argument that racism is fine or that Nazis, that there's, good people on both sides of the Nazi argument, you're wrong. And I'm not going to, I'm not ashamed to say that Nazis are bad. And I shouldn't be ashamed to say that. But for some reason, like that is taking a political stand to say that Nazis are bad. So there are some things I'm not afraid of, but I'm going to refrain from discussing current events and things, I mentioned the NFL. I'm not going to go into that, even though I have strong opinions on that and stuff like that, because then you really get into things where people's feelings get involved, and um, you know, yeah, Noche says, my issue with the idea of divorcing politics from people is that if someone's politics would literally result in my death, I'm not okay with the person spouting that. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at with the whole Nazi thing. I mean, there's a certain point where I'm not ashamed to take a side. And I'm not tolerant of hatred or racism or like homophobia or any of those things. But when like you could argue that somebody being against global warming would literally result in our death, right? Because eventually it will. But then you're getting like long term and all those things. So. Fryer asked, and this is true for me too, says that problem in America is not everybody is listening to what others have to say and only believe their side is right, and they only want to address their own grievances. And I mean, I fall into that myself. Um, I like to think that I am based on fact and science and rationalism and skepticism, but that's not always true. I've been wrong before, and Golan says, we're here to watch a game and not discuss politics, which is exactly why I don't like to talk about them. So thank you, everybody, for listening to me sort of discuss it for a while. I've been streaming a long time, and I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about, to be honest. I don't know why I've had this on slow speed the entire time, because we probably could have made it through the winter if I hadn't been on slow speed the entire time. But guys, we are coming to the end of the stream. It's been 3 hours, and that is about as long as I can go in one stream. So we're gonna get these fields set up here, and then we're gonna wrap it up for today. So before we wrap it up, I will say thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate it, especially those who've been around the entire time. This is a very long stream, much longer than I usually do. You guys give me confidence that one of these days, I'm going to do some marathon stream, probably when Alpha 18 comes out for RimWorld. Um, but yeah, I've had a lot of fun as always. I really enjoy everybody showing up and having a good time watching me play. And I'm glad that you guys have stuck with me. Okay, I guess we're only going to get 14 in there. I will stream again on Saturday at the same time. So not in 45 hours from now, I'll be streaming again. We will continue this save so we can see what the future has to hold for us in this colony. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. It's been a blast. I've really had a good time, and I hope you have too. I thank you, everybody, for all the nice words that you've had to say. Everybody has been so nice. Yeah, great chat, everyone. What, how is this stalled? Oh, I guess because the lumberjack needs to come and remove that tree or something? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Yep, Peter asked where I'm from. Yep, Portland, Oregon, United States, up in the northwest of the United States, the best part of the world, in my opinion. All right, guys, that's it for the stream. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye bye.